This ain't a good look, is it, lads? Our captain. Look, before we've even started this video, do us a big favour. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Listen, guys, I'm not going to lie. We might need a new captain. Not only do we need a new manager, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about this game in a minute, guys, all right? But we need to go over this first, because I've just seen this footage, and I am not happy with our captain. This is absolutely appalling what this guy does now. Look at this. Look at the state of this. Let's just go into something first of all. Look, this guy, Mario Lemina, is Wolves' captain. That means something. Look at the captains that we've had. Look at the captains that we've had. Just in the Fosun era alone, there are some legends in there. And this behaviour is unacceptable. Unacceptable. You are a leader. You are a person that should have some maturity and a bit about you to not do this. This is unacceptable. I'll say it again. After the West Ham performance, Lemina throws handbags, right? And I don't mind that sometimes against other players. But when it's against your own players, I completely disagree. When it's against your staff. And when you're taking your armbands off your shoulders and throwing it on the floor, get out my football club. Get out of my football club. Lemina tries to calm him down. Totti tries to calm him down. He pushes him away. He hits him again. Carries on. Grabs his armband. Look at the state of this. Keep your armband on. Gaffer says something here to him. He pushes him away. Look at the state of this. Respect your elders, mate. Take your hands off that bloke. You thug. And as for this clown, where is he? Get him on my screen. As for this guy, spineless, absolutely spineless. You should be getting Lemina, right? And you should be saying to him, get in that bloody dressing room now. Get in that dressing room and think about what you've just done on camera. You have made us look like absolute idiots. I am fuming. Absolutely fuming with this behaviour from Lemina. Unacceptable. Simple as that. Simple as that. Before we even get started today, I've got to get that off my chest. Because that is absolutely unacceptable. I don't care how many times I'm going to say the same word. It couldn't be any clearer. Let's start the review. Before we get started, please, guys, like I said, just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Look, I didn't want to have to react to that, but I'm telling you now, that says all that you need to know about this football club right now. That's all you need to know. No leadership, no mentality. And Gon loses the El Sacchio. Huge game today. Absolutely humongous game for Gary O'Neill. The biggest game of his career, in my opinion. Would you really think that, though, from that performance? I thought in the first half we looked, pragmatic, and the defence held up well, and the players, to be honest, to their credit, some players played very well today. One I was going to say, actually, in the first half, I thought he was fantastic, Mario Lemina. But after his performance in that those final minutes, in the final scenes, I'm sorry, he can't be captain anymore. Take his captaincy away after that. That is unacceptable. Losing your head like that is absolutely unacceptable. And you know where all that stemmed from, by the way? I'm sorry I'm going back into it. But you know where that stemmed from? Because he wouldn't shake Bowen's hand, who today was absolutely phenomenal. Jared Bowen, unreal. Made us look terrible, ordinary. And when you've got players in your team like that, you've got no chance. We've got absolutely no chance. And it was, down to him for his corner and down to him for his goal that's gave him the win. But credit to West Ham. They played better than us today for the vast majority of the game. I thought that Wolves, again, like I said, pragmatic, very much like a chess game. This, to be honest, both teams set up fairly similar. Like, let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at how we set up. So, Julian Lopetegui and Gary O'Neill clashing head to head in the El Sacchio. And they went for a 4-2-3-1, and we went for a 3-4-2-1. Almost like a transition from a back four into a 5, basically using Doherty and Semedo as sort of switch sides to do the same job, really. And you could probably say the same against Aït-Nouri and Gomez, but I thought Aït-Nouri stayed forward a lot more than Doherty and Semedo. I thought that side was under lock, where this one was a little bit. But we'll go into those details in a bit. We had John Stone in goal, which let's talk about that. I mean, Sarr wasn't even on the bench today, and apparently he's injured. I've not heard anything about shoulder injury. So, I mean, that could be completely legit. But to me, like, since seeing the scenes that I just saw, I know that Jose Sarr's a hot head. Absolutely. Like, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. We've all seen it. So it's interesting that he's injured, and if he is, fair enough. I thought Johnston was all right in goal. Semedo, Breno, and Totti Gomez as a back three, with Doherty, Aït-Nouri out wide, Andre and Lamina in the middle, with João Gomez and Cunha further forward, with Strand Larsen on his own as a number 9. And like I said, it was very much a chess match. That all these players were just hitting one another constantly, and ultimately it did lead to a lot of pressure, really, from West Ham. They definitely deserved the win. I thought that in the first half, it just looked like they had a little bit more about them, a little bit more about their play. They sort of knew what to do in situations. I think the ball over the top helped. They were quite unlucky with that, to be fair. I think that was the key to beating Wolves today, that ball over the top. And if all else fails, just take a corner, because that's a penalty for against Wolves. So you may as well just have a corner, like. I mean, and to be honest, like, let's talk about the goal. Like, Souček, the goal for Souček is it needs studying. It needs actual studying. I feel like that ball hasn't even. It's still in the air. It's actually still in the air now as we speak. It was in the air so long that I thought that someone turned the gravity. I thought someone had turned the gravity to a different, moon gravity. Do you know what I mean? Because it just felt like it was in the air for absolute ages, and then no one marks him. It's a free header. And it loops so long over absolutely everyone and ends up in the net. And it's just like, why can't we defend corners? Why can't we defend corners and crosses. We are dreadful when it comes to corners and crosses. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, oh, God. Anyway, Doherty eventually gets a goal. And the reason I'm talking about second half already, guys, is because not really a lot happened in the first half. Like I said, it was very much a chess game. They scored in the 54th minute, by the way, and we scored in the 69th minute. And Doherty scoring, that was a good little goal. That Johnston showed, his passing ability to find Guedes. Guedes, I thought, did really well when he came on. Actually, Guedes passes it to Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri, really clever pass into Doherty, and it's a great finish, to be honest, because he's always on the way down, and he sort of skids sort of around the corner of the defender, and it's a good finish. And you're thinking, right, okay, let's just hold on to it now. Let's either put them to the sword or just hold on to it and take the point. And we cannot do that. And 72 minutes later, Bowen scores again from a set piece. It finds its way to Bowen. Bowen does so well, by the way. But I don't know why it's up to Guedes, of all people, to stop Bowen from coming at us. And Bowen just gives him the eyes. Guedes goes one way, Bowen goes the other. And before we even know about it, the ball's in the net. That guy, Bowen, by the way, definitely could be in a top 6 team. I'm not going to lie. I've always found him a great player, and he loves scoring against Wolves, doesn't he? But yeah, just a different kind of player today. It was very much like when Cunha's on one, and you just think, bloody hell, like, he's the best player on the pitch, and it's not even close. And that was what Bowen was today. And that was 2-1. And yes, okay, let's talk about those little penalty decisions and what have you. Yeah, okay. On another day, you do get one of those penalties. But I'll be honest, guys, right? We get one of those penalties. We put it level. Do you really think this team's capable of holding us to at least a point at that point? No. West Ham make a load of changes because they know they can just sit on a lead, and then that's kind of what does it for them. They just sit back and allow Wolves to have the ball and everything. We can't do anything with it, and it ends 2-1. And okay, yeah, let's talk about the penalties in a little bit more detail, because I suppose a lot of people are going to be pointing those out. They do both go to VAR. I think the first one with Guedes falling over, I feel like that's probably more of a pen than the other one for me. It's a little bit clumsy of their defender. Guedes gets the right side of their defender, and he sort of piles him over, but it is still fairly soft. I think it's just the fact that we've seen those given this season. I think it's the inconsistency, isn't it, that annoys us. But as I said, man, I mean, even if we had a penalty there, I still think we lose this game. I just feel like West Ham knew what they were doing a lot more, and we were just relying on individual brilliance like we always do, and it just didn't lead to anything. And then, oh my God, they, everyone's screaming for another penalty after that from Bellegarde, and I think if Bellegarde goes like down in more of a natural way instead of acting like he's shot, I feel like that might actually be a penalty. But I feel like they slowed it down and they could see the nature of how he was falling and everything. I think he just tried to get one over the ref, and yeah, I don't think that one's a penalty, to be honest. But I feel like the first one's that definitely could have been one. But anyway, it don't really matter, guys. At the end of the day, right? It's 2-1. Gary O'Neill out. Lemina, like just sort yourself out, mate. What the hell was all that about? Everyone's gonna say that I was over dramatic in that intro. I tell you now, mate, I literally just saw that as I pressed record. And I thought, what is this? I watched it and I thought, I've got to talk about this. And as I was watching it, and as I was thinking about it, it got me angry. Because I know what this club means. I know what football means to people. And to just do that when you're on so much money, it just borderline stupidity. I'm just sick of the mentality of this club, man. I really am. The mentality of this club has just gone. It's just plummeted. It's absolutely plummeted. We get rid of Connor Cody, right? We get rid of Neves, and they're the two best captains we've had in ages. And no one has ever come close. No one. Not a single person has come anywhere near close. And I don't know what you say. I actually don't know what you say that I haven't already said about that situation. I'm absolutely appalled and just done. I'm done with this manager. I'm done with this team. I was saying all the way through this game, just relegate us. We don't deserve to stay up now. Just relegate us now. Get rid of this absolute clown. You know what I mean? Just get rid of this circus. They're all fucking clowns, all of them are. Just get rid of this circus that's in Wolverhampton right now. Get rid of it and start again. Because I'm done with them all. I'm absolutely done with them all. I tried so hard watching that game today to see positives. And I did. I saw some positives. I thought, let's talk about player scores, because we haven't done that yet. Let's talk about player scores. And I'll try and be quick. All right. Johnston, I thought, 6. Awful for the first goal. Not really a lot he could have done for the second one. And, his passing range was better. He made a couple of smart saves, but I don't see him as an upgrade to Sarr, in my opinion. I just feel like he's just got more of a head on his shoulders. I don't feel he's better in any capacity. I just feel like he's more of a bloke. You know what I mean? He seems like a nice guy, whereas Sarr just seems like a twat, if I'm honest. You got Semedo, Bueno, and Gomez. Semedo, I thought, had a pretty decent game as a centre-back today. I thought him and Doherty, did really well at changing over and keeping that side on lock. I thought Tony Gomez and Bueno actually had decent games. Like they got about and tackled when needed, and some really smart blocks from the players. I actually think the defence, for a change, actually didn't let us down, other than the goals. For 90 minutes, I would say that, they weren't actually all too bad. I think I'd probably give them all about a 6 I'd say I'd give them all about a 7. I don't think any of them were bad. Thought Andre looked okay in the first half, but dropped so catastrophically after a while. Like, this guy, like, all of a sudden, he's so good, and then he just goes down completely. 6. Lemina, I actually thought, before all that stuff we just saw at the start of this video, thought he was actually really good today in the first half. Really good at getting about. Really, really nice to see him in midfield. But after what he did earlier, a 0. Because that is not a footballer, especially one in a gold shirt. Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is frustrating because you can tell there's a footballer there, but sometimes he just likes to make tackles when they're not even necessarily even needed. The guy just it's like he loves taekwondo, doesn't he? He loves playing taekwondo. And it's just as though that's in his nature as a footballer. He's just a brawler, which sometimes you do like, but when you need control in a game, Doyle showed you when he came on. That's how you take a game by the scruff of the neck, and I don't get how Doyle's not playing football. I really don't. I'd have played Doyle today. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, he only played a few minutes. He got a 6.7 according to this. What does that say? Cunha was better today, but still quiet in spells, in great spells, to be fair. And when he got the ball, sometimes he just looked a little bit like he was thinking far too much about what to do instead of doing what he normally does and what he does best, which is going on intuition. He didn't do that enough today. But I still don't think he was a poor player. Probably deserves about a 7 himself. I think all of the players deserve about a 7, other than Matt Doherty, who to me is about an 8. That's fair for me, I think. Strand Larson, we haven't talked about him. He's a frustrating player, but I like how he just keeps going. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't quit. He just keeps going. Unlucky not to score. You know, does quite good with his hold-up play. I think he's probably about shy of a 7, maybe, just because of the fact that he actually went off today, which was something we haven't seen for a while. I thought Guedes, when he came on, was really, really good. Actually, I thought he was very, very positive. Even with his reactions to things, he just seems like he really wants to play football. So I'd actually play him next game, if I'm honest. I think I'd play Guedes, rest Strand Larson a little bit, and try and get him to fight for his place again. But then that's it. I'm really sorry if I've upset people, and it's probably a clip to high hell. But that's genuinely how I reacted to that, and I don't think that would be any different if I wasn't on camera, if I'm honest, because I was absolutely fuming. That was the first time I'd seen it in its entirety. I saw a few clips of it, and then I was right, I'm going to press record, and I started watching it, and I just started feeling full of rage, because I love this team, and to see a captain of ours behaving like that to elderly gentlemen that are obviously, helping the club out in one way or another in the background staff, is just absolutely unacceptable. That's brutalish behaviour that shouldn't happen regardless of being a footballer. And then just the way he was with Totti, because you could see Totti was doing all he could to calm Lamina down. He was like, kissing his back, like making sure, look, mate, just calm down, man, just chill. And he kept pushing him away. And for a captain, that doesn't show anything as a leader, but a sinking ship. And in my opinion, he'd probably get on a lifeboat. He wouldn't even go down with the fucking ship. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of mentality he's got. And that's what he's distilling on this club. He said in an interview himself, he's got losing mentality. We've all got losing mentality. Well, where does that stem from? Our fucking shit manager and our fucking shit captain and our fucking shit chairman. Gone out, Fosun out, new captain, new fucking everything. Get us out of this fucking bullshit that we've been found in, and let me find my club again. Let me be proud of Wolves again. Till then, guys, catch you in the next one in a bit.